Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you on November 3rd, everyone. I hope you remembered to fall back with your clocks. If you didn't, you were probably an hour early for everything today. In the spring, if you forget to do that, you'll be an hour late. Hopefully, you are enjoying that extra hour of sleep. All right, guys, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. It's great to be with you. Why don't you go rush off and get yourself something delicious from the fridge? Perhaps some fruit, maybe a delicious cold drink, or maybe something hot like a hot cocoa or coffee or tea, or maybe some apples or something else, or maybe some leftover Halloween candy, and rush on back so we can start the show. All right. All right, guys. So, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life, the podcast that dives deep into strategies to help you cultivate a more mindful, connected, and emotionally aware life. Join me now and every time as serial entrepreneur, your podcast coach and host, and also motivational speaker, as I explore how the transformative power of mindfulness, active listening, and emotional awareness can elevate your personal and professional relationships. Through practical tips and insightful guidance, I'm here to empower you with tools to build stronger connections, understand yourself better, and ultimately lead a life filled with meaning and purpose. Whether you're seeking to be a better leader, a more compassionate partner, or simply want to live with greater intention, this episode is packed with actionable insights to guide you on that journey. So grab your headphones and the snack and join me and take a deep breath and get inspired from all this great information. So, if you guys did not know, the master topic for the week, ladies and gentlemen, is understanding intercessions. Now, I got that from the Bible. The whole thing about interceding with prayer, interceding for others. So that's a really, really cool thing. And so, the first part of this I want to dive into is something very important, and that has to do with our ability to be mindful, right? Mindfulness. So, number one, be present and non judgmental. This show's master topic, in case you guys didn't catch it, the power of presence and understanding emotional awareness, series 3, show 45, episode number 2. All right. So, mindfulness, be present and non-judgmental. Mindfulness is all about focusing on the present and observing without judgment by letting go of unnecessary worries and staying grounded. And I think we can respond better as people when we do that, because it's like the stress is gone, right? And that's really, really important. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is reducing stress and anxiety. Practicing mindfulness regularly lowers stress and anxiety. We've said this before, creating a calm and balanced mindset, which is essential for your total overall well-being. Number 3, so some techniques: focus breathing, meditation, and body scan. So you can literally just take some deep breaths, you can close your eyes, you can keep them open, and you can just be aware of where you are right now. What parts of your body feel tense? What parts of your body feel cool or warm? And just kind of go through your body, kind of like a body scan from head to toe a couple times, and try to relax those points. Okay. Another important thing is to practice regularly for long-term benefits. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. Even a few minutes of daily meditation and mindfulness can lead to lasting benefits, including improved focus, patience, and, of course, amazing resilience. Enhancing connection in relationships is also key. Mindfulness fosters deeper connections by helping us be fully present with others, allowing for greater empathy and understanding in our interactions. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the other key, which is listening to understand. Many people listen, but they are not paying attention to the words and their meaning. They hear you, but it's not registering as a thought. It's more like background music. So we want to make sure we focus on truly hearing, not just responding. We want to listen, okay? Because listening isn't just waiting for your turn to talk. It's about truly understanding the other person's message and intent and building a deeper connection. You know those people when you're talking, all of a sudden they want to interrupt you, or they can't wait for you to finish your sentence so they can jump in. They're not even listening to you. They may hear you, but what you're saying doesn't really matter to them. You can use active listening. You can do things like you can nod, you can affirm, make eye contact. You can engage in active listening through eye contact, nodding, and affirming responses. I understand. These small gestures go a long way in showing you're fully tuned in. This is very, very important. Number 3, clarify and reflect back. This is key. Reflecting and paraphrasing what you've heard helps ensure that you've understood accurately, which builds trust and rapport. This is great to do in business. This is great to do in your personal lives because it lets the other person know that you're really paying attention and that you care. And thus, you have an intent to build trust and good rapport. Number 4, build trust and prevent misunderstandings. When we listen to understand, it creates a path of trust and opens up opportunities for honest and meaningful conversations without assumptions or misinterpretations. So when we're listening and we want to build trust, it's natural. But if we're trying to listen quickly so we can get somewhere else or we can get our point out, it's going to show. And trust is not going to be built at all. Create a safe space. Okay. Number 5, create a safe space for honest conversation. By listening openly, we foster supportive space where others feel safe to express themselves, creating a culture of respect and openness. Recognize people's emotions. This is really key. When we learn how to recognize people's emotions, we also build rapport because now we're able to, if you will, step into their shoes for a few moments. Notice and label emotions accurately. Now, this isn't to judge, but this is just so you understand what the emotions are. Recognize and name your emotions is essential for understanding how they influence our reactions. Again, I'm not talking about others, I'm talking about you. Okay? Reactions and interactions. Awareness is the first step toward emotional intelligence. That's right, being present and being aware of what's happening at the moment. Like right now, can you feel your legs or your butt against the chair? Can you feel the temperature of the room? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it damp? Is it light? Is it dark? How does your chair feel against your back? Is it comfortable? Is it, let's say, painful? Or what else does it feel like to you? All right. Remember, number 3, regular self-check-ins and trigger awareness. Frequent self-check-ins help you understand your emotional triggers and allow for better self-regulation and more thoughtful responses. Number 4, improve decision-making. Recognizing and managing emotions reduces impulsive choices, leading to more rational, balanced decision-making in both personal and professional contexts. Number 5, enhance empathetic communication. By understanding our own emotions, we're better equipped to empathize with others, creating richer and more meaningful connections. Now, I know a lot of you out there want to get your point across, and I get it. I understand that. But if you can just practice for a moment active listening. Now, maybe you're saying, John, this is so hard to do. Well, I'm not saying you got to become an expert at it overnight. What I am saying is you've got to make the conscientious effort to actively listen every day. So when you're talking with someone, look them in the eye. Make eye contact with them once in a while. Make sure that when you're listening, you're able to not only understand, but you could reparaphrase it back. You could say something like, "Hey, Joe, so I understand you guys had a great trip. And from what I am deducting here, you wish the trip would have lasted longer. Unfortunately, because of the bad weather you had and the plane delays, um, you unfortunately had to get out of there as quickly as possible because you didn't know when another plane would be available and when the weather would get bad again. So as soon as you had that window with the weather getting nice, you had to get out of there right away. Is that correct?" That's exactly it, John. You hit the nail on the head. And so when you do that, it makes someone else feel good because now they know that you are paying attention. How many times have you gone somewhere and like, or they put their cell phone right, and their cell phone's on, and then they kind of like mute, and they mute themselves, so you really don't even hear them say anything. But you're just talking and talking, talking. So it's really important that if you're talking, that you get a check-in point. If you don't get that check-in point, guess what's going to happen? You're going to think the person's connected with you, but in actuality, they're not. All they're concerned about is when they can get their turn to talk, right? Their turn to talk. So being mindful is something that you can make a decision to do right now. You can do it in your home, you can do it in the office, and no one has to know you're being mindful. This is a skill that you basically focus your attention on you and the environment, right? Remember that when you are present, to be non judgmental. And as you are practicing mindfulness, you're going to notice that stress just sort of melts away. I gave you a technique to use. One is focused breathing. The body scan is one of my favorites. And I think if you can just, practice a little bit a day, once a day is very good. Twice a day is even better. And 3 times a day is excellent. So once a day is good. Twice a day is very good. And 3 times a day is really excellent, if I want to be truthful. So know that practicing will get you to be better at any skill. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make you better and better. You want to enhance connections in life, in relationships. And one way to do this is to be present, not to be thinking about who's going to call you on their cell phone or what you're going to have for lunch or what you're going to have for dinner. Be in the moment at the time. Focus on this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to listen to understand. Pretend that you had to give back, let's say, a paraphrase of everything the person said. So you're listening, but you should want to listen. And when you want to listen, the other person is able to sense that you're really present. You cannot fake this, and you shouldn't want to. When you decide, ladies and gentlemen, to recognize the emotions, you'll find that you get natural insights that you never thought were possible. Now, maybe you're on the fence saying, "John, this isn't for me. Mindfulness is some woo-woo stuff." Well, no, it's not. Maybe you're saying to me, "Hey, John, I listen all the time." Well, if you listen all the time, would other people around you say that you're a good listener? Could you paraphrase at least 2 or 3 of the conversations that you were listening to this week? I bet the answer to that is no. And if it is no, that means it's time for you to go back and practice active listening. Make that a skill that you want to become better at. And the reason you want to do this is you want to build that priceless trust. You want to prevent misunderstandings. You want to have open and honest communication. You don't want to assume anything about anyone. And you want to just notice how you are being. And are you flying off the handle? You know, are you getting triggered by something someone's saying or doing? And if they are, then you need to decide, is that something that happens with everyone, or is it just this person? Why is this happening? Do I have a fear? Do I have a phobia? Or is there something that this, let's say, causes to happen in my mind or body because of the situation that was described? I don't know. You have to tell me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys on these amazing days and evening. I hope you will definitely like, love, and support the channel. Go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a brand new granular topic of the master topic. Be well, everyone, and take care.